Hello viewers, once again welcome back to Java Jagran. As part of collection video series, today I am going to talk about custom array list. As part of this video, I will be discussing about the how to create our own array list. I will implement some of the importance method of the array list, and I will show you how to create our own array list and how to implement those methods and how those methods are working as part of the array list. So if you people have saw my video about the internals of array list, so already you people might be knowing that how the array list working internally, but here I will be showing all the thing by creating by ourselves. So let's start with the doing that. So what we can do is here as part of that I'm created one class with the name of custom array list. So as part of this what I'm doing, see, uh, I think you people have seen my other videos about the vector and or from other places people knowing that all the array list and all the collection classes are internally storing the data in the form of the array only. So internally whatever it's storing data that is in the array. So for that case what I did, I created one the object array. So whatever data going to added into our array list, custom array list, that I will store into this data, and later point after whenever it's required, whenever the user do the fetch operation, retrieve operation, delete operation, search operation, I will be doing on this array. So internally it's nothing but array only, but on the top of that array we are just providing the some of the operations. Suppose we have to add the something, we have to retrieve something, we have to search something. So for that no need to writing again and again the methods. What we can do, we can just call a method that will be internally handled. So that is the array list. So here I am providing the one object array, in that I will store the array. For the creating the custom array list, what I did, I created the two constructor. One is with the zero param, another with the single param. What is the difference between them? Whenever you will call the zero param constructor, it will be internally calling the one param constructor with the passing the argument as 10. Why the 10? So let's see, with the one param constructor will create one array. Here I am going to store all the data in array now. So we have to create the array. Here the only declaration is there. So what we have to do, we have to create an object of the array, and then we have to store in that. And for the creating the array, we should must and should know the size of the array. So how many size we are going to create. So initially what I am doing, if the user is calling directly the one arg method, so what I will be doing, I will be checking that like that. If they are passing greater than 0, then create one array of the object class with that much capacity, that much size of the array. But if they are providing a 0, in that case create an array with a 10 size. 10 is the default capacity of the array list. In the case of the array list also, that's why I took the same one in the case of our custom array list also. And then after we will creating and storing into this. Else if they are providing any negative number, so in that case what we are doing, we are just throwing one exception called illegal argument exception, so that and saying that the illegal capacity and the whatever the capacity they are passing. So user will get like if they will pass -5, -10, -20, then because we cannot create an array with the negative index, we can create only with the positive. So this is how it will create a array. So now the we are coming into the case of the adding the element. So for the adding the element, we all know that. So same like a vector also, array list used to internally have a growable array algorithm. I think you people have knowing about the growable array algorithm. I already discussed in the vector video. If you are don't know, then okay, I will be discussing it. So what is the growable array algorithm? Growable array algorithm means, because see, we know that the array is having the fix in a side, but on the same case collection classes are not having the fix in size. In the case of size, it will be automatically increasing. So before the adding, checking the capacity whether it's got full or having some space. If it's got full, we have to increase the capacity of the array. So that is called a growable array algorithm. Whenever need required, just grow the size of the array. So that is the growable array algorithm. If the not required, just do nothing. So based on that, the growable array is working. So for that, what I did, I created a method called ensure capacity. So ensure capacity method, what I am doing, I am fetching the old length, or what is the length of the data, and what I am doing. Yeah, one thing we can do here is, yeah, one thing I missed out. um, I can provide a condition like if um, data dot length is less than sorry, greater than equal to size. If the length of the data is become a size, sorry, yeah, it will be always greater if it's becoming less size. If the size is getting the higher or the equal, then what we have to do, we have to do this all operation, else not required. So what we are doing, we are calling the insert capacity. So if the array list, the length is there or n size is there, so what is the size? Whenever we are adding the element into the array list, custom array list, what we are doing, we are just increasing the size. So if the size is reached till to the length, or if any how it's not possible actually of getting the higher, but I'm checking that greater than, if the length is size is become the greater or equal to the length. So what you do, just what I'm doing, I'm taking the length and storing into the wall variable. And you all might be knowing that to the incremental capacity of the array list is the old capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. So same algorithm I implemented here also. If you want to create with the other size, other algorithm, you can create it. It's up to you how you are doing. But just for the clarification, so you people will not get confused between the existing array list and custom array list. So that's why I took the same one, whatever the data and configuration available with the existing one. So I'm increasing it 3 by 2 plus 1, and then with the array dot copy it, what it will do, it will create one new array list, and it will copy all the into the, with this capacity it will create one new array, and it will copy all these data into that one and return the new one. So this is I am doing. So after that, what I am doing, data if the required so whenever we will do the add operation, if it's required, it will just call the ensure capacity and it will increase the size. If it's not required, it will not don't do anything, it will simply return here. And then what I'm doing, I'm just on the size, wherever the size is there, I'm adding the e1. So suppose first time size is 0, so first data is coming for the adding. So what will, at the 0 index I will add the data, and size I will become the 1. So what will happen, if with the next data will come for the adding, what we can do, the first index it will be added and the size will become 2 for that case only. For the third, fourth, fifth, and the whenever it will become the 10, the length is become the 10 in size, already 10, and size is also become the 10. So what we will do is, we will increase the capacity by 3 by 2 plus 1, and then we will start adding. So this is how the add method is working. Other is the get method. Get method is the simplest method, because we don't have to do anything as part of get method. Just what we are doing, just if anyone is passing the greater index, suppose we are having the 5 data in the array list, and someone requesting for the 8th index or 10th index. So on that case, what we can do, we are just throwing an array index out of bound exception. So it will throw an array index out of bound exception with that index number. After that, what if the it's not if it's in range, then simply what we are doing, just for which index the request user is requested, that index data I am just simply returning. So this is how the get method will work. Now come to the set method. What is the set method? Set method is normally for the replacing the data, or it will be replacing the old data. So what we can do is, for the see at the element, wherever the element is there, old data, and the data, I'm keeping the old data, because set method will always return the old data and add the new data at the given location. So one thing enhancement what we can do, we can, if in the case of set method also, user might be throwing, and user might be passing an index as a greater. So I think better to have not equal. Yeah, the size is there if the index is greater than uh, yeah, or equal -1, because the size is already increasing, so we cannot if the data is at a 0 index, so what the size is at the time of that size is 1. If the data is till the 1 index, the size is 2. So in that case, if the we are checking with the size equality, so what will happen if the size is 2 but the data is still the 1 index? So if they will pass for the setting at the 2 second index, already data is not there at second index, so it might be we are getting the array index out of bounded system. So that is the reason I am throwing the exception. Else what simply do, simply I am keeping the previous data, and at that location I am adding the new data and returning the old data. So this is the set one is also not much complex. Now come to the remove one. Remove one is a bit complex. So remove having the two method. One is with the index, one is with the object. First, let's discuss about the index. Then we will discuss about the remove with object. Remove with object is the simplest, very easy. It's internally using the remove with index only. So let's start. So how it's working? It's like we are checking with the index. So if they are same case, if they are requesting to remove a data, whatever the we are having data beyond that, so simply what we are doing, we are throwing an add index out of bound. Else what we are doing, we will keep old data, because in the remove with index we have to pass return the old data. Now we are doing the we are increasing how many size we have to increase. After that what we are doing, just simply data of index plus 1. So what we are doing, from data index plus 1 to this method will what will do, it will remove the whatever the from which index we have to delete the data. It will delete the data from that index and till the index plus 1, this much data, and it will what it will do, from this one, in this what it will do, to the index plus 1, it will in this data array, it will copy these all data into this data. How it will copy? So in this one it will be start copying to that location. Suppose in this, suppose index is 2, so in this array from the third index it will be starting to putting data. So which data? From this index, the whatever the from the index one, so it will be one data from between those will be get removed. So this is like how it's working. And then we are allowing it to for the garbage collection. So we are making it not, so the whatever data is there can, that can be garbage collected. So this is how, and we are returning the old value. Now come to the remove with the object. So it's nothing, we are just calling an index of, and we are getting the index of that data, and then we are calling, if the index is returning the greater than 0, it is not returning -1, then what it will do, it will simply call the remove method. It will, else it will not call it. Now coming to the index of method. Index of method is totally for the searching. If you want to know that whether some data is existing or not in the array list, custom array list, in that case what we can do, we can just simply call a index of method. So the index of with the object is nothing but simply calling an index with two argument. Two argument is that if you will call index with a single argument, it will start searching from the 0. On the other hand, we can call an index of method with passing some index also, so it will start searching that data from that index. So for that case we have to pass the index. So what I did for this one, we are just passing the index is 0. So what it will do, it will start searching from the 0 location. So what I did, if the we are requesting for the searching a null, because we can add the null also in the array list. That's why I did this one. If you don't want to add the null into the array list, this one is not required. So we are starting with the I, and the I we are passing the index. So index, we are starting from the index. So whatever the from which index user is asking to start, from there I am starting. If they are not getting the index, what I am doing, from the 0 index I am starting. So till from 0 to size I am starting, and for all I am checking, if the any index having the null, just return I, is return the -1. In the case of null, if they are requesting with the some data, so on that case what you can do, just index 1 I'm starting with the index to size, and what we are doing, calling the equal method. So for this case, you have to must and should override the equal method whatever the data we are adding into the array. Then only it will work. So this is how the index of method work. Apart from that, I implemented these two enhance. If you are not knowing it's enhanced thing, but I thought it's better to tell you. So iterator, I'm implementing the iterator also. So what I'm doing, I'm just created one inner class, so that private inner class, so that you can access. In that, the three method I already did: index, has next, and remove. Has next is nothing, just what it's doing, it will check. I created one local variable inner class variable cursor. If the cursor is not equal to ArrayList dot size, if that it's not reached to size, because by default it's having the zero, so zero is not equal to size, so it will return a true. Then what I am doing, I am returning from the data whatever we have in the array. From there we started from that zero index to till next. It will be keep increasing and it will be keep returning. In the case of remove method, we are just calling whatever the remove method already having in the array list. We are calling that method with the index. So it will be working like that. And for the two string, I just what I did. You might people have seen with the existing array list. So for the same like what I did, if the no data is there, so it will simply return an empty open and closing bracket. If the data is there, so it will start with the bracket, square bracket, and it will put all the data between that. How it will put like append comma, it will be calling a two string method and it will be appending the comma. So like that, the two string method I already did. So this is how the we are implementing the custom array list. Now let's test the method. So what I'm doing, I am for the testing, I'm adding some data. Then after I'm calling the set method for replacing the data. Then I'm seeing calling the list. So it will call the toString method. Then I'm calling the get method. I'm calling the remove with the index. I'm calling the remove with the data, and I'm calling the index of method also. So I almost tested all the method. So let's see the output of the these methods. So how we can do it? Yeah, see how we got the output. Can show you people. Yes, thing is, see, first what we did, we added the four data. Then what we are doing at the second location, we are replacing the data. Second location means this data. So this data we are replacing with the module. So what it will come, if the second location it's coming the replaced data. So second location data got replaced with the module. What after that, I'm just printing the list. So what it's doing, internally calling the array list method, two string method, and two string method will be printing this one. After that, what I did, we just call the get method. So get of the index one, the first index what data is there, this data is there, so it's just returning that one. After that, I am removing the first index data, and now I am removing the with this object. So first index means what it will do, it will remove this one, this data it will remove. Again I am calling for the removing the same data, but it's not reverse. So if we will get the output in store and print, it will return the false. So after that, what I'm doing, sorry, I think we did some mistake with the index of method. Yeah, index of with object, index of with yeah, yeah. So mistakenly I pressed the S, so that's why it's coming like that. Yeah, so this index of method will be searching for the Syama, but it will not found, so it will return the -1. So it's returning the -1. After that, I am again printing the data. So what is the data? First index data, second index get data got removed, and all the rest of the data is there. So this is the how we are implemented the custom array list. So this is all we will get to know. I think you people will get helpful with this all thing. So if you want to learn more, keep watching the our channel Java Jagran. You can go through the Facebook page also. We have the Facebook page with the name, same name, Java Jagran. You can have the blog also with the same name, Java Jagran only. So for more information, keep watching. For as of now, that's all. Thanks you all.